If you use a home screen launcher that doesn't let you hide or organize your apps in the app drawer, then you'll have a pretty good idea of how annoying it can be to sift through an app drawer filled with a stack of apps to find one that perhaps isn't on your home screen. Well, that's where Gesture comes into play. Once installed, just swipe up on your phone's home button and you'll be greeted with a little white box. Then simply draw a gesture that you've previously set up and boom, the shortcut launches. And with that, we are back. And before we get cracking, a big thank you to today's sponsor, Omaze. Visit omaze.com/Sam Beckman to enter for a chance at winning $20,000 to level up your home PC. Hold on, what? Okay, we'll chat more about Omaze a little later on, but without further ado, let's get started. Count Things is an automation app with an incredible concept, and the execution is nearly just as impressive as well. So instead of having to count big quantities of various objects, Count Things uses your camera to count them for you. The app has a heap of pre-built templates that it's designed to be able to count automatically, like lines in a notebook, coins, building supplies, plus a bunch more, and it honestly works pretty well. Motions is not technically an application in and of itself. It's actually a wallpaper pack by fellow YouTuber Siobhan Samon. But when he launched these over on Twitter a little while ago, I was like, these have got to be mentioned in my next top apps video. So the pack comes with 10 wavy fruit themed backdrops, each with their own unique colorway. And the way they've been designed means they'll work with just about any home screen setup. And if they don't, well, just rotate them in your photo editing app of choice. And there you go. Siobhan has done an incredible job of putting together this wallpaper pack, so it's definitely worth a shout. Hey, did you know that every month I give away promo codes to paid versions of these apps over on my Instagram stories? No? Well, now you do. And I've got a stack for this month's apps as well, so stay tuned to the end of the video to find out which apps will be a part of the giveaway, and make sure that you follow me on Instagram. Now, last month I featured a slightly different Android 12 inspired widget pack called Material U, but then this month I stumbled upon the Android 12 widget pack for KWGT, which I think ups the ante even further. So at the time of making this video, the widget pack has an impressive list of 96 widgets, and it's being updated all the time to include more. But what is really impressive is that the widgets are actually programmed to change their color palettes based on your chosen wallpaper. So literally what Google is doing with Material U on Android 12. It works nearly flawlessly and honestly makes for a super seamless customizing experience. All right, Memento is a fairly run-of-the-mill podcasting application, but it has one really unique trick up its sleeves: audio transcriptions. So aside from being able to use it as just your average podcasting app, you also get these 4 different buttons that allow you to transcribe and categorize sections of the podcasts you are listening to. By default, the app will transcribe the previous 10 seconds from whenever you tap the button, but you can also increase this duration to up to 45 seconds. And whilst the transcription is never flawless in my experience, it definitely gets pretty close. Now, before we press on, just wanted to take a quick moment to thank Omaze. And if you haven't heard of them before, well, they are constantly giving away one-of-a-kind prizes and experiences, all whilst donating money to chosen charities across the world. This month, they're donating to the charity School on Wheels, which is an organisation that works with students from kindergarten all the way through to 12th grade who might be experiencing homelessness, whether that be by living in shelters or vehicles, group foster homes, or even on the streets of Southern California. School on Wheels provides these students with free tutoring and mentoring, and over the past 28 years, they have served more than 50,000 students, which is incredible. If you click on the first link down in the description below, there you will find a giveaway. Donate $10 and you are entered for the chance to win $20,000 to build your perfect PC, whether that be for gaming, graphic design, or just working from home. If you win, you can either buy a completely new pre-built PC rig or build your own from the ground up. And even then you'll have more than enough money left over to treat yourself to top of the line monitors, headsets, graphics cards, gaming chairs, plus really whatever your heart so desires. I mean, what would you spend the $20,000 on? So leave slow loading speeds and grainy graphics behind and enter for a chance to win the best PC gear money can buy, whilst also supporting an amazing charity by visiting omaze.com/Sam Beckman. You ever find yourself setting up a new profile on a social media website, for example, and then when it comes to loading in your profile picture, you realize it's actually stored on another device? Well, Clipped is a clipboard syncing application that allows you to seamlessly communicate between any and every device you might own. Once installed and set up, you can then copy text, transfer images, or really any sort of file, and it'll instantly appear on all of your other connected devices for easy access. Simple as that. Okay, at first, Blank Widget might seem like a pointless application for Android phones, but hear me out. So most system launchers don't let you create empty home screen pages. And so if you're ever wanting to look at the beautiful wallpaper you've set without it being obscured by widgets or icons, well, you can't. And so that's primarily what Blank Widget has been designed for. You drag the Blank Widget onto your home screen to create a new page, and there's your blank home screen. Now, as a bonus, this app is also really helpful if you're wanting to use KLWP with a launcher that, again, doesn't allow you to create blank pages. And for the KLWP regulars out there, you know that this is often essential when using a KLWP wallpaper. So there you go. Now, large text is another application with a very simple functionality, but to be honest, I think it could be very useful depending on the situation. So with the app open, you type in any text that you so desire, hit play, and then it'll be presented in this enlarged view. That means if you're in an environment where it's really hard to hear, like a club or music venue, for example, this app will allow you to communicate without yelling into their eardrum. Speed Sound is a super unique voice-based speedometer. So if you're someone who would find value out of being able to hear how fast you're traveling, so let's say you're a downhill skateboarder or a horse rider, or perhaps even an e-board rider where the speed limit is actually enforced, well, this app will audibly tell you how fast you're going. That means you can keep your eyes off your phone while still having an idea of the speed you're traveling at. There are a few configurations to play with in the settings as well, including setting a max speed limit, at which point an alarm will sound, but it's a really cool app that will no doubt prove very useful for a select number of you watching. And so finally, we have Task, a habit and time manager application with a really neat UI. The idea is that you set up tasks, and from there, you can build out entire schedules with reminder notifications and then keep a track of your completion rate on the app's homepage. What's really neat is that you can customize the scheduling of your tasks to your heart's content, whether that be by setting something to occur every third day or just a few days per month. And of course, along with the notifications and execution logs, you'll be able to stay on top of all of it really easy. As I said, the app also has a fantastic design and look to it. So along with its really useful functionality, this is a pretty powerful productivity application. And that's it. Now, as I mentioned, we've got promo codes available for a bunch of the apps featured in today's episode. So a huge shout out to the developers behind the apps on screen right now. They've all agreed to give me a stack of promo codes to the paid versions of their apps. And like last month, I'll also be giving these away on my Instagram stories. So make sure that you're following me over there to have the best chance at claiming one or more of the many codes on offer. A big thank you to Omaze for supporting the channel. Don't forget to check out omaze.com/Sam Beckman to enter for a chance at winning $20,000 to level up your home PC. Aside from that, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Thank you all very much for watching, and I will catch you later.